Dude, what's going on, everyone? It is D Dunn here, and we are back on the Oakland A's franchise rebuild. And at this point, it is not a rebuild anymore. We progressed far faster than what I thought we would. Uh, in only our second season, we win a World Series. And in very convincing fashion, too, we'll do a quick recap. So, last week of the season, we clutch up. We win 5 out of 7. That gets us into the wild card. We beat Houston in 2 games convincingly. We only drop one to New York. We sweep Cleveland, and then we beat the Dodgers in 6 games. In 6 games, pretty close games. Even the ones that I think I played, like manually played 2 of these games. Paying very close to losing one, but just insane performances from Chapman, Ruiz, just insane. And you know what else I realized? We did this Moneyball style. We player salaries $111 million. That's pretty cheap. So probably a little bit more expensive, than the real Oakland A's. But like when you look, the max we're paying people right now is $10 million. That is the absolute max. I mean, we have a ton of value, and every contract here is just going to get cheaper. So looks like Walker Bueller, his is actually backloaded, but we're saving a ton of money in the future, and now it is time to advance to the offseason. And this is it, right? Like, what we do here is going to determine if we're able to defend our title. I have to be very forthright with you guys. Like, I stayed up way too late last night, and I really thought that we were going to just lose in the World Series. I thought, I knew we had been playing well, but I figured the computer was like, all right, Oakland A's, you've had enough. As we see the retirees here, no one for the A's. Chris Bassett retires, former A. But yeah, I was just shocked, and I couldn't believe it. So, Justin Verlander retires. Incredible stuff. Um, but yeah, it was pretty crazy. And now, like, the team overperformed. So, and like, we did it with what, like 2 or 3 free agent signings and maybe like 5 or 6 trades over the span of 2 years. Like, we signed like maybe 3 like big ish free agents. We made maybe, I'd say, 7 ish trades, maybe even less. And we overperformed and made it to the World Series. So now is one of my favorite parts, which is the offseason. All right, we have exclusive free agent negotiations here. Obviously, we want to make an offer to Andrew Chafin. He's 34 years old, but somehow not regressing and had a stellar year for us last year. He was on the trade block. We picked him up. And I will happily offer him 5.5 for another year. Trent Grisham, who won, I believe he won World Series MVP. I was really hoping for more of a breakout year, but he's still relatively young, 28 years old, 78 overall. Very good. Well, yeah, pretty good defensively. Has a decently strong arm, but reacts and fields well. Has some good power, 20 home runs, career high, and a WAR of 2, so career high there. So, his best season. we're not going to give him a qualifying offer. We're not paying him $20 million. Um, but I would be, I could go 4 years, everyday starter for sure. We're going to front load this and offer, I don't know if we need to go, I think we'll go 6 million a year. That's fine. He earned it. He had a great season. Trevor Gott had an okay year and is regressing. If we can get him cheap, I'll make an offer. Looks like we can get him for a 1 year deal around $1 million. $1 million for a 3.9 ERA with on 80 innings. I think he was our long reliever. Kind of a down year for him, but we'll sign him for a year, and then if it doesn't work out, then we're out of $1 million, which not the worst. Okay, our staff is solid across the board. We just need a farm director. Looks good. We'll offer him. Let me just look at the rest of the contracts here. 3 years, 2-2-2-1. Okay, so I just don't want everyone gone at once. So we're actually going to offer him a 4 year deal. Jack this up. Should accept that. Oh. And I will say this now. The A's have officially put in a bid for a new stadium. The team was working with Oakland, with the city of Oakland. We have a site now, and we have some proposals. So I think, midway through next year, we'll be able to take a look and see what our stadium is going to look like. But we will have a brand new home outside of the Coliseum for the first time, I think, since like the 70s for the A's. So, it's time. The team has a new owner, a new GM, going in a new direction, and we want to give back to the city of Oakland with a brand new stadium, with some job opportunities for the community, and really bring in some numbers and some names into Oakland. So we don't. So we have that finalized with the city of Oakland. Now we just have to, get it built, get it made. All right, and now we go to free agency. Derek Olson has accepted our farm director offer. Last day for qualifying offers. We will not stop simulating. Okay, for our 40 man. Anyone on here? How do we want to do this? We want to sort by potential. And looking for people who qualify for the Rule 5 draft. I think most of the main guys are already covered. All right, Denzel Clark is eligible for the Rule 5 draft. 24-year-old with B potential outfielder. He is progressing nicely. We have 4 spots open on the 40 man. I would prefer if he is on the team, so we'll go ahead and keep him on. Jordan Diaz is not Rule 5 eligible, but it'll go through waivers. I don't know. We'll go ahead and remove him from the 40 man. None of these young guys should be available for the 40 man. Okay, Lawrence Butler is. We'll add him to the 40 man. I don't know. I'm okay if we lose Sean Newcomb. We'll remove him. Gunner goes to waivers. And JT Ginn. Do we protect him? He might get picked up. I mean, you can't protect everybody. We'll add him. Connor Capel is not eligible for the Rule 5 draft. $35, $36. JP Sears, I definitely don't care if he gets picked up. He probably won't even be a starter next year. Topa performed well, so we'll keep him. We'll remove him from the 40-man. Who else? Anthony Kay. Not a great year, but he's also not eligible for the Rule 5 draft. McAllen does not need to be on the 40-man. And Austin Pruitt probably won't even be on the team. Okay, so we freed up some room. We might just have to part ways with JJ Marino. Was hoping for, maybe he has a big year in AA and then, gets a C potential boost, but don't look like it's going to be that way. So we have some options to cut some players if we need to. I don't think we're in any danger of having too many players on the entire team. I feel like Geloff deserves a ratings boost, but I don't really want to do that manually. And I would like to boost Mason Miller, just because in real life he's literally breaking records. But he's still progressing along, so we'll keep him. We'll keep him where he's at. Just live in a little bit of disbelief. Okay, so 40-man set, salary arbitration. Gosh, we have almost $100 million of budget. All right, so his previous salary was 1.6. We'll match that, and then offer him. His hits per nines went down. Not the best year. So we're down to $2 million. I don't remember what was his arbitration number? 1.6. So we'll go 2 years. Like 2.5. Dylan Carlson. Like no slugging from him. Only 7 home runs, but I think, we still see a lot of upside there for him. Especially since he improved so much versus righties. Just need him to get some power behind his bat. But we'll offer arbitration. Okay, so 1.9. And then our offer, we'll offer him 4 years. What was it? $1.9 million, something like that. we're going to go all the way down to $6 million. I doubt he takes it. But it's better than paying him $10 million. And then Justin Topa, okay. Had a great year in 79 innings, pitched under a 3 ERA, but he is regressing. We'll offer arbitration at $1 million, and then offer him a 1-year deal at just over $1 million. And then Anthony Kay, lefty, didn't do particularly well, and he is on waivers, so we cannot offer him a contract. Okay. Now this part is kind of boring, so I apologize. But we have Jacob Wilson to sign. What did that say? If we have not reached an agreement on a contract by February 15th, he may renew his contract at any price greater than 80% of his salary from... Okay, sure. So even though he's kind of a young stud, he should be good, but he's just not yet. We're just going to go 3 years, keep it low. How low can we go? Okay. That feels weird. We're going to give him 100K. Same thing with JT Ginn, except for we're not paying him 750. We'll pay him. A lot of these are just going to be real quick. Stuart Orr, I really expected him to progress a lot faster, but regardless, still doing okay. Okay. Denzel Clark, not 700K. I'm not paying Hogan Harris $1 million to play in AAA. A lot of these guys were just rookies or just been in the... Okay, I think Mays is going to have to go to AA this year instead of AAA, so hopefully it doesn't hurt his feelings. He's on waivers. This was another draft pick who I think he was in single A most of the year, maybe ended up in double A and W. Ended up in AA. Actually, we're going to withdraw our offer. JJ Marino, I'm sorry, buddy. You just cannot hack it in the bigs. But see, Anthony Beck here, he's somehow progressing. Car. Like, what is your potential that you're going down 64? I don't know. But not worth it. Okay. I know this is not super exciting stuff here. Andreas Gillian. Would love to get him in the majors as fast as possible. There's this guy, okay. But we got to go through these. Why are you getting 350? I'm actually okay with that. Because he has potential to be a solid reliever in the future, which we need. It's hard to find good young relievers. Okay, that actually wasn't that bad. And now the free agency. Like, look at this. How does this team win a World Series? Okay, so let's go to our roster. We could use like a true ace, like a true ace. That would give us some flexibility so we're not relying on Caprillion, Mason Miller, JP Sears. Mason Miller really needs to probably do another year or two in AAA, unfortunately. Um, and we need to protect him. Eric Lauer did okay. Walker Buehler did okay, but remember when he came to the team, he had like a 7 ERA, but still it didn't go down as much as I thought. But it was an okay year. It was an okay year. Tyler Wells, probably our best pitcher. And then Caprillion actually, he did pretty good. He did pretty good. But how consistent do we expect him to be? And then you see down the roster here, we got some young guys that are coming up that have a lot of potential, but we got to protect them. We can't just throw them in too early. So, I think relief pitchers, I think we're actually really in a really good spot. We have a good mix of lefties and righties. And of course, closing Phil Maton was disgusting for us this year. And Luther Hanna looks like he could very easily follow in his footsteps. We're set at catcher, even though Soderstrom had a terrible year, like -12 contact versus lefties. I wish they would show the splits, like the hitting splits. I would love to see what his actual batting average was against lefties, but since he regressed so poorly, we can only imagine that it was god awful. But his rookie year, he batted 246, 314 on base, had some decent slugs, so we gave him a huge extension. We're not going to walk away from that yet. Ryan Noda, surprise of the year. Definitely keeping him, but maybe we look for a strong backup. Second base, we're set. Of course, we have, God, look at that. +10, +5s. That's crazy. We have Curtis Mead to back him up, and he can also play first and third. Of course, we got Chappie. We got Mauricio. A lot of these guys are younger, and even though maybe their overalls aren't that good, we expect them to be around for the next many years. I think if anything, maybe outfield is going to be a need for us. Olivares, not great on defense, and did hit pretty well, but regressed versus lefties. I think that's a common theme. Seth Brown already can't hit lefties, although his contact rating did improve, and he is really good against righties. Career high 26 home runs for him this year. So we're not in a desperate need. Ruiz came alive in the offseason, so we might look to keep him, but also he's been inconsistent. We also have Dylan Carlson. And right field, Connor Capel, more of a defensive guy, doesn't have the best bat, but hit pretty well in 161. So we're not dying anywhere. We're not dying, but definitely I'm willing to pay some money for a good pitcher. And it looks like we have a few to choose from. So Chris Paddock looks to be a pitch to contact kind of guy. But stellar. Walks has good control, clutch, all that. 29 years old, A potential, still improving. And had a pretty good year last year. Looks like 2023 was pretty amazing. How much would it cost me? Only $14 million a year for Paddock. Okay. Well, I think we're going to get in the running for that. Clayton Kershaw. Maybe we sign him for a year. How much does that cost? 14. No. Jordan Montgomery. I mean, he doesn't look super good, but he performs good. Why does he simulate so well? Probably the high walk per nine, but he's 32. Cal Quint, Cal Cantrell regressing, up and down, maybe. Frankie Montas, who started as an A, right? He started as an A. No, he started as a White Sox and then came to Oakland and has been kind of up and down. So he would be $5 million a year, and he's someone maybe we give it a cut like a year or two, again just to kind of protect our younger pitchers, give them some time in the minors to develop. Mike Clevenger could be an interesting option, although I don't know if I can look at that mustache all year, but he's actually progressing a lot. Pitching clutch really high, which is kind of cool. So he's probably pretty cheap. Trevor Bauer, who we traded away last year, actually ended up having a pretty good year. So this actually turned out to be like probably not the best trade because he pitched better than most of our pitchers. But I don't think we bring him back. He is just regressing too quickly. Griffin Canning might be someone, but he's like, why do we bring in someone that's a 77 B potential when we have like a 75 B potential pitcher that's pitching actually a little bit better than this? So I think right off the bat, Chris Paddock is someone I want to go after. This is probably going to be our most expensive player, I think. I mean, he's got A potential, so he shouldn't regress for a while. Although he's only had one amazing year. Last year was okay, but he's been a little up and down. So we're gonna go 3 years. How much did Minnesota offer him? They offered him basically 10 point something a year. All right, so we're gonna go 3 years, and we're gonna go down to say 12.5. So that puts us just ahead of the Twins. I don't think we go with Montgomery. I don't know. Like his stats are good. What is his FIP? That's what I want to see. What is his? Oh, it's because his WHIP is so low. Actually, his FIP is really good. So he's just pitching really well. But seeing him regress already kind of scares me away. And then there was one other in here I think we wanted to offer on. I think it was Mike Clevenger. We may end up rotating him out, but if we can get him on the cheap, only $4 million, we'll give him 2 years. It's going to take a little bit more. He's going to be in the rotation. So 2 years, 4.3 million, solid. Okay. So, but Chris Paddock, I'm okay with going all in on him. So no matter what, I think we're going to sign him unless he just really doesn't want to be an A. But I like the look of him. Relief pitchers, anyone young in here that's just like crushing it? Eric Swanson, 31, but regressing a little bit. Has been pretty amazing though. Arias, pretty good. Ooh, and he's still relatively young. So he's getting offered $5 million a year. I'll go 4 years at $6 million. We'll front load it. Oh, that was another thing I wanted to do. So we offered 3 for 37.4. 3. We'll actually take this up to 39, and I just want to make sure it's front loaded. Unfortunately, you can't just edit an already made offer. But yeah, Eric Swanson. No, not Eric Swanson. Arias. Another really strong lefty that's younger and getting better. I love that. Lucas Sims. Sir Anthony Dominguez. Some good names in here. That's another way to help protect our young pitchers is if we have just some really insane relievers. Jonathan Loizaga here was pretty good for the Dodgers, and I thought at one point he was an A, but I think I must be thinking of Frankie Montas. I think we're okay. And then closing pitchers. I mean, we're set. So unless there's just like a young guy here, which is not. So no one assigned there. Also, can we just acknowledge there's 5 pitchers? Yeah, only 5 closing pitchers available. That's pretty crazy. All right. We don't need a catcher, and there's no one tempting. Getting Vladdy could be a huge signing. I mean, he's 26, 94 overall. In real life, he's really underperforming from what I understand. But juicing in the lineup, with another 28, 26 home runs. The only thing is, like, we have Ryan Noda, who hit like 25 home runs anyway. And he would be a whole lot cheaper. So, like, we could bring him in. But we don't need to. We have young talent. And then, hopefully Noda doesn't fall off. But I don't know. It's really tempting because we can certainly afford him. But we'll keep looking. Second base, hell no. No third baseman, shortstops. Bo Bichette. He only plays shortstop. I mean, that's a good year. But where do we put him? I mean, he would certainly do better than Mauricio, who's currently playing short. Where else? But, like, unless we're going to put him in the outfield for some reason, which we could. But he only has 51 speed, so I prefer a lot more speed in the outfield. And, it's not like anyone in the division is hunting him, but he'd probably be really expensive. Yeah, 25 a year. I don't know if we pay someone 25 million a year. Well, we're already paying someone like $8 million a year. Okay, Jorge Soler. Old, but actually like improving, increases potential and overall. Hit 29 homers. But actually, Willie Castro is interesting. A guy who can play everywhere. Like, he would be a great depth piece. And he had a solid year last year. Still young, B potential. How much to get Willie Castro? 5 million? And no one's offered on him so far. I think that might be actually the play. He gives us a backup at in outfield and the entire infield. Good clutch batter, great on defense. It's just a well-rounded player. I'm happy to give him, I think, 5 years. I mean, no one else is offering, so we'll, and he will be like a platoon guy. I know he wants every day, but we just want to be honest with him. He's not going to start. We also have injuries that can happen, but I think for 5.5 is reasonable. Okay, and let's go ahead and sim a few days. So Colorado claimed Jordan Diaz off of waivers. It's disappointing. But that is not the worst that happens. We got to say goodbye to some players sometimes. And then, the Cubs are making a run at Guerrero. Okay. And the Rangers want Chris Paddock. Hell no. I know one thing. He's not going to a division rival. Looks like they're offering him 12 and like 12.4 a year, 12.3 something a year. Fine. I still think 5 years is too much. I said they were offering him 12 something. 3 years. We're gonna up this to 15. He's gonna be our ace, and we're gonna front load it. Okay, that puts us in the lead. No one's going after old man Clayton Kershaw. He just doesn't have it. Okay. So we get Chafin back, Grisham, Topa. Okay, and the rest are all like rookies. So we have Paddock, Willie Castro, Julio Urias, Mike Clevenger, and Trevor Gott. Okay. So far, so good. I think there was someone in arbitration. Yeah, Anthony Kay. We couldn't offer because he was on waivers. So arbitration is 1-1. We'll give him 2 years at 1-3. Sure. Okay. Hogan Harris. We're not paying $700 million or 700. That's funny. And yeah, we're letting Marino go. Okay. Simulate a few more days. 40-man rosters are set. Don't need to stop simulating. Okay, we're still in the lead for Chris Paddock, but it does look like the Reds upped their offer. So they're offering him 11 point something million a year. Still in the lead for Julio Urias. This makes me a bit nervous because it's still pretty close. And I did say we'd be willing to go all in on him. Okay, so I'll match their 4-year deal. I'm going to go up to 15 million, and I'm going to front load it. Didn't do much, but we are still in lead. Something we need to watch really closely. Sim a few days. Okay, we're still in the lead. Just barely. Orioles trade for Jake Berger. There it is, baby. Our new ace, and a true ace at that. Chris Paddock signed on a 4-year, $60 million deal. Feel pretty good about that. And then we still have $57 million in the bank. Looks like the Braves put out an offer on Castro, but we're blowing them out of the water. Orioles maybe up their offer on Julio Urias, but we're offering him more money a year, I think. Yeah, we're offering more money and a longer contract. Wow. And we simulated his one extra day. Willie Castro has accepted the Rockies offer at $14 million over 3 years and is no longer considering the Athletics offer. Yeah, I guess we'll stop simulating. I mean, what a bummer, man. So we're still good on Arias. We're still good on Trevor Gott. Oh no. Any just Jesus Christ. This guy bats 180. Where's a good sample size? How does he have these stats? 102 at bats. Bats under 200 but slugs over 4. Okay. I mean, if there's a good bench bat, I mean, no one's offered on Soler. He could DH for us. That could be a thing. His clutch isn't super high. But, I mean, he had a little bit of a, resurgence, kind of like Chapman. Averaging 265, slugging 466. Absolute liability on defense, so he has to be our DH. Right now, Curtis Mead is our DH. Or Edward Olivares was. So is he better than Olivares? Not really. He could replace Connor Capel. But Connor Capel is outside, he doesn't have the power. But he's still slugging 447. It's not like he doesn't have power. He just doesn't have home run power. But he hits a lot of doubles, He actually has a couple triples. So maybe it's just his time to shine. Although we did have some injuries. Seth Brown isn't great against lefties. Ooh. Maybe that's what we need. So let me find him again. And he does... Okay, and he does hit lefties better. So we're actually going to offer on a 2-year deal. We'll give him 3.5. He's not going to be every day. He's going to be... No, actually, he might be our everyday DH. We'll see. But that's our offer to Jorge Soler. Get a bench bat / DH. Definitely made the right move letting Alex Wood go via trade, especially because his contract sucked. Okay. So we'll send him a few days. We won the World Series, so it doesn't matter. And we can't trade for picks, so we don't care. We've offered on them. Okay, so he does get an offer from the Dodgers. Oh my God. And Trevor Gott actually gets some offers. And from the Rangers. We're not letting the Rangers steal him. So we're going to offer Gott. We're going to up our offer. We have the money. I want to secure decent players. And it's a $2 million deal. If we have the money, we might as well spend it. I really don't want the Dodgers to get another. I'm going to go ahead. What did we offer? 2 for 6.9. Nice. So we'll go 2 years. 7.2. Should be enough. Rule 5 draft. Okay, so let's go to the draft. No one's taken any A's yet. Let's look at what our options are. Oh my God, Max Scherzer. Looks like he was used as a long reliever. Andrew McCutchen. Just a lot of old-ass people. JD Martinez. I mean, if that were year one of A's franchise, I'd probably take him. This could be someone. Carmen Lodinsky. 72-year-old, B potential. Not great. Actually very tempting. Very tempting. Good stamina for a reliever too. I just don't. I mean, we have a lot of depth there. It's actually quite a few like good. Like if you were desperate, this is a catcher you could take. Good contact guy. Also plays left field. Like, oh, he's a right fielder. For some reason, I thought he was a catcher. But still, I mean, there's some good stuff here. We're just in a okay place. We can pass on all these guys. So we're gonna don't want to auto draft. Advance. We're gonna skip our selection. Yes. So I don't see who's. My God, the Blue Jays are going crazy. Because the cool thing about the Rule 5 draft, if you did not know, is that you can pick as many players as you want. And there's like, I don't know, infinite rounds. So you could field a whole team on a Rule 5 draft. Take a look at free agency. Okay, so who were we waiting on? Oh, it was relief pitcher signed. It was relief pitcher Trevor Gott. Jorge Soler, we still have good money on. It's crazy to me. Like, less. So they're offering him like 20 something mil a year. I mean, it's kind of tempting, but like, we just don't need him. I trust my guys. Man, he was stellar with the Dodgers. And then they just let him go. Also tempting, right? 99 brake, 99 velo, high control, clutch. So we have Lopez, Arias, Romero, Chafin, Topa, Streckenrider. God, like, maybe he takes Streckenrider's spot. No, I think we're good. All right. I just want to make sure that we nail down Soler. It doesn't look like the Dodgers are going to offer. Offers. All right, we did get him. We got Jorge Soler. Welcome to the Athletics. Had a breakout year. We're going to try him. I think that's going to be it, but we get our ace. We get a really good bench bat. The Rays, you know who I haven't seen nail anyone down is the Astros. Okay. Some new renewable contracts. Arbitration for Dylan Carlson. Arbitration panel started with him. He's going to get $3 million a year. Jojo Romero, they sided with him. He gets 2.6 a year. No renewable contracts. We're going to go spring training. All right, and the off season's come to an end. Pretty quick. All right, so let's sim through spring training. I'm okay with auto fixing stuff just because the game's gonna ruin everything anyway. Oh my god. I saw ACL and panicked. Ronnie Mauricio, ACL sprain, but only out 1 to 2 weeks. Okay? Okay, so it is just spring training, but you know, not good to start off 0-5. But then we win 5 in a row and 6 of 7. So kind of a mixed bag there. I don't see anything crazy. The Dodgers beat the crap out of us right here. But it's also just spring training. Ruiz looking good. Brown had 5 homers. Okay. Not bad, not bad, not bad. All right, let's go and go to the regular season. Okay. Here we are at the regular season. So that was our off season. Let's do a quick recap. So we go from 24th overall rank to 20th. very low in contact and power, even though we had like 5 guys hit over 20 homers. Good speed, okay defense, but we improved drastically at pitching. So I guess that's something. So our one big signing was Chris Paddock. He is now going to be our ace. Looks very, very good. Still has a lot of room to improve. We have some room in his salary that's going to give us some options later on down the road if he doesn't work out. But excited to have him aboard. We also signed Mike Clevenger. Maybe a sneaky pick here because he's not like a great, definitely, a pitch to contact guy, but has good break, good velo, and insane clutch. So I'm assuming that means, when it comes down to like bases loaded, when it comes down to full counts, he's going to deliver. Has been kind of all over the place, but we're going to give him a shot. And he gives us some space, like I said, to protect some of these younger guys. We also got Julio Urias to further strengthen our bullpen. And, looking at this, I think we have probably like one of the best bullpens, especially if Phil Maton continues on the same track that he did last year. My gosh, he's just so good. Yeah. And then the other signing that we made was did we pass him? Yeah. So we added left fielder Jorge Soler. He's going to be our designated hitter, a bench bat. And then if we're absolutely desperate, then maybe he goes to the outfield. We have Olivares, but he's on a cheap contract. He performed well, but this just gives us a little bit more depth because also like he's not great on defense. And it'll probably be Brownie versus right and Olivares versus lefties. Ruiz in center, Carlson in right field, and then Trent Grisham in there too. Maybe Trent Grisham is just our everyday left or right fielder. Ruiz center, Dylan Carlson, and Olivares. The good thing is we have depth. Brownie can also play first base. Ruiz can play all over the place. And so we have lots of depth. We also don't know if we're going to get regular season, if we're going to get regular season Ruiz or postseason Ruiz. So something to keep in mind. But that is going to be the episode. I'm going to adjust the rosters and set the training for the year. And then I will see you all in the next episode where we look to defend our World Series win. I want to be transparent. I don't think we will. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if I think we're in the hunt for the wild card again. I don't think we're like, a 100-win team. I think we're going to win probably the same amount of games, 85, 90 games, unless someone just that we don't expect just has the biggest year. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your time, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.